So here's one question you should ask a buyer's agent before you sign any agreement. And that is, what if the perfect home for me, the one that's near the school, the nicest home in the neighborhood in my price range, the one with the view, the one near the golf course, the one near my grandparents, what if that home comes on the market and they're not offering any buyer agent commission and I've signed this form with you? What will you do? Now, a good agent will say, I will let you out of your agreement. But then you got to worry about what their broker is going to do. And I can tell you from my experience, that's the tag team that you need to avoid. Because your agent really does probably want to help you, might be a nice person, but they've got a broker, and that broker has to worry about the rent and the insurance and their salary and everything else. And they don't like letting people out of written agreements. In fact, in my experience as a lawyer, the intelligent ones who really understand it almost never do. Not unless their agents have really screwed up. And even then, their normal procedure is then you can work with another agent in my office. Brokers do not let you out of written agreements as a whole, as a group. That's why they're the broker. They're the hard asses. They're the ones who know the law. They're the ones that don't necessarily get intimidated by an attorney broker like myself because they're like, I know the law. So you sign that agreement and you're basically going to lose. You're not going to get multiple offer homes, or you're going to way overpay for them because you might not know where the other competition is. And then you're going to have to add in the cost of your own buyer agent agreement. Because I can tell you that if it's an in-demand home with multiple offers, there are probably some people working with the listing agent directly. So the buyer agent isn't going, so the seller won't have to pay the buyer agent commission, or they are, because they're working with the listing agent, they're going to have the inside track. They're going to go know all the numbers. They're going to know what the buyer wants. They're going to get the property. So really, when you're signing that buyer agent agreement, you're almost destined to lose out on well-priced properties, good properties, the properties that everyone wants to buy. Does that mean never work with a buyer agent? No, absolutely not. I know there are times when homes aren't in demand, or like luxury properties where an experienced agent who really knows the pricing, maybe even one who the other agents respect in the area as knowing the pricing, that can be a really valuable time to work with a buyer's agent. Another time might be you're aware that there's no multiple offers on the property you're interested in. You're not sure about the area. You really want to come up to speed on where the best locations are, where the right schools are, and there's lots of inventory available. Well, at those points in time, I definitely work with a buyer's agent. I just wouldn't sign that buyer's agent agreement. I'd sign the one I created that follows the law, that doesn't lock you in to paying 2.5% or 3% really until you've seen the home and you've seen what the seller is willing to offer. So if the seller is willing to offer 1.5%, you go, well, are you willing to work for 1.5%? And if the agent says yes, then you're going to work with them. And if not, you're going to find someone else who will help you buy that home. That's the type of flexibility you need when buying a home. And you can get it if you follow the process. You'll get the form, and we'll give you the training, a video series. It's free at my website at buyers.winnerscheck.com. Buyers.winnerscheck.com. My name is John McConnin. I'm a real estate attorney and a broker. And, I really hope you can use that series to finally be one of those people, who get to buy the best homes in the neighborhood, or buy those in-demand homes, or buy those fixer-uppers, so that, when we combine your story with the right process, you might be able to bypass those people buying it for their businesses, or those people who are buying a second or third property. Like you have, with the right processes, you have a chance to finally buy the in-demand homes in California that you never really did before. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.